talk
Governor
about.
Mike Huckabee joins us on the show. We don't waste any time.
Never.
Put him right up on the screen, and we get right to it. Governor, good to see you this morning. And we don't want to waste any time. We want to get right to the big document dump yesterday and the meeting with the senior intelligence officials with President-elect Trump and President Obama. And from this intelligence report, they said, quote, "We assess Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered an influence campaign in 2016 aimed at the U.S. presidential election. Russia's goals were to undermine public faith in the U.S. democratic process, denigrate Secretary Clinton, and harm her electability and potential presidency." Democrats have said that this, delegitimizes Trump. But really, I think the assessment also shows that it had nothing to do with Trump. It was all about Hillary Clinton. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, to say that it was Vladimir Putin who somehow delegitimized the election and that he was out there to help Trump, look, it was not so much what Putin did, it's what Hillary did. And we've said this over and over. But I think it's absurd for people to continue and try to say that somehow he had the impact of the election. It was her lack of a message, her lack of a strategy, the insults she made to voters by calling them a basket of deplorables and irredeemable. It was the fact that she didn't campaign in certain places, and that people were sick of the establishment of this country and people who were paid and bought for by foreign governments like Hillary was through the Clinton Foundation. That's why she lost. Get over it.
Well, and the hacking started, back in 2015, before they even knew who the nominee was ultimately going to be for Republicans. Mr. Trump's already up this morning tweeting about this, Governor. He's saying intelligence stated very strongly there was absolutely no evidence that hacking affected the election results. Voting machines not touched. Only reason the hacking of the poorly defended DNC is discussed is that the loss by the Dems was so big that they are totally embarrassed. My question to you is advice that you would give to President-elect Trump, because this falls in his lap. He met with officials yesterday, has a much better understanding of everything that happened and what we now face when it comes to hacking. How would you advise him to handle this going forward?
I'd say ignore it. You know, the American people aren't stupid. They understand that ultimately people went and they voted. The Electoral College system worked. And, the Democrats can offer a gazillion excuses. Joe Biden gave Donald Trump some advice yesterday. It was pretty embarrassing and I thought disgusting. Grow up, Donald. Well, honestly, I'd say to the Democrats, grow up. Get over it, snowflakes. Your snow has melted.
But you're not saying you're not saying to have him ignore this assessment, because they use the intelligence official said what happened with Russia.
Yeah, how does he handle that?
No, I don't mean to ignore the assessment or ignore the fact that Russians and, frankly, the Chinese, the Iranians, and anybody else who can.
Right.
My gosh, I can guarantee you that the people of, Malaysia are going to be hacking into American computers if they can. So the question is, where the heck is our cybersecurity? Where the heck is a focus? I mean, we're supposed to be the smartest nation on earth. Well, by gosh, let's act like it. And let's recruit some of the best and finest and make sure that if we have to get them from all over the world, what we do is we put up, not just a wall at Mexico's border, we put up a wall at our cyber border and build a great wall, and we'll make the rest of the country pay for it.
Or the world.
The rest of the world
you
pay for it.
You mentioned a bunch of other countries, and this is, some have said, is this a bit selective in that this one is what Russia's done, while impactful, obviously, at some level, is not the first time, or certainly not even close to the first time. We've got a list of all the hacks or attempted breaches that have gone on over the last number of years, from the OMB, just, the Office of Management and Budget last year, or a year and a half ago, Chinese looks like they stole 21 million Social Security numbers. Yet, we don't know what the gravity of the response was. This is not a new phenomenon, as bad as it is. Do you feel? I mean, I think there's some that feel like there's a political layer to it because it happened to Hillary Clinton, because it happened on the election, which makes it very important. But when are we going to get our ducks in a row and really take cybersecurity seriously?
Well, it's a very good point. The other night I was in Israel and had dinner with 2 colonels, 2 generals, and 1 Mossad officer from the Israelis. And one of them was their primary specialist in cybersecurity. And he was the first to say that, they put such a high premium on cyber war, cybersecurity. They understand that it is probably the front of every battlefield anymore. And I don't know that we've done that. Now, we've got some really good people in our government, and I don't want to denigrate them. But I don't blame the technicians. I blame the top strategic leadership. This has been going on a long time, and we have not dedicated the resources and the manpower to it that we should have. I do find it interesting that Democrats didn't say this before the election because they thought they were going to win.
Sure. No, that's a great point.
They only started talking about it after the election. The timing says everything about this.
President-elect Trump says he's going to put a panel together to investigate this and take care of this, so let's hope so. Governor Mike Huckabee, great to see this.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, guys.